Hey guys, just making a video response to Scouse Casper's video about sex education. First off, I'd like to say that I'm in virtually 100% full agreement on this matter. I think kids do need to be taught about the basics of sex and education from a very early age, of course, slowly and incrementally. These are very, very complicated and emotional matters, and I think the longer kids are slowly adjusted to it, the better. Lumping all of this information on them when they're 15 is just downright irresponsible and stupid as far as I'm concerned. That point you raised near the beginning of your video about looking after the kids and the little girl coming up to you with that doll which had male genitals, I do think that would be a very, very tricky situation with, and at that age, that is down to the parents to decide what they want to tell the kids. But I don't think there's anything wrong with a kid of that age knowing at least that there is a physical difference between boys and girls. I mean, the kids would be aware of that anyway if they had a younger brother or sister. By the age of 5 or 6, definitely kids do need to be taught the basics of love and relationships. And by the age of about 10, maybe even a little younger, kids need to know a bit about attraction and the fact that different people are attracted to different things, and that some people are homosexuals, and that there's nothing wrong or shameful about that. I've got a few homosexual friends myself, and I know that a lot of those did find it very hard growing up and coming to terms with the fact they were gay, and if they were told that there was nothing wrong with it from an earlier age, I think they would have had a far easier time growing up and going through school. Definitely by the age of 12, kids do need to know the basics of sex and contraception and pregnancy and diseases at an absolute bare minimum. I mean, a few of these kids will start having sex by the time they're 13 or 14, and so they need to know these things. Not teaching them these things is just downright irresponsible. When I was about 15, I was shown an experiment which I think we should have been taught by the time we were 12. And in this experiment, the whole class was given a card, but one person in the group had a cross on the other side. This cross was to indicate a pretend infection, and we're then to go around and choose 6 partners and present our cards to them. If they had a cross, then we had to put a cross on our card as well. And by the end of it, after just 6 people, 6 partners each, only 1 or 2 people out of the group were left without an infection. I can't speak for everyone else on this matter, but it certainly had a large effect on me. I'd just like to briefly talk about this stupid thing about abstinence classes. They have been shown time and time and time again to be worse than useless. It doesn't stop kids having sex. You can't stop a kid from doing something by telling them not to do it, especially when it's something they're going to be doing in private anyway. If I was staying at a friend's house when I was 10 and my dad told me not to play Grand Theft Auto, that would not stop me doing it. With sex, even more so, because there's so many hormones and emotions involved along with it. And it reminds me of a discussion I was having today on a site called Yedda. A girl had missed taking a pill for 3 days, and then she took 3 at once. And so I responded to her. I wasn't judgmental. I just pointed out that the possible side effects of doing that, the fact that it could stop the pill working, and the possible consequences of that. And she was quite thankful to me for doing it. She said thank you for showing the evidence and linking to information about it. But then I had 2 women join in the discussion and basically tell her that she was a slut, that she had no self-respect, and that both her boyfriends were absolute losers and she should feel disgraceful and that she was going to hell. I mean, that's just disgusting, and if kids are told that in school, they're going to lose respect for whoever's telling them that 100%, and probably be more likely to just say a big fuck you to them. And also, not having sex till you're married. I know you've said about this before in your videos, Casper, but I mean, obviously, if you're 18 or 19 and you haven't had sex, you're going to rush straight into marriage, and you're not going to be prepared to know the difference between love or lust, and the relationship is likely to be absolutely terrible. And I've had a fair few sexual partners, and so I do know the difference between love and lust. And when I do get married, if I decide to get married, that is, it will be because of love. Back to sex education in the schools. Between 12 and 15, kids do need to be taught more about puberty, what's happening to their body, alternatives to penetrative sex, responsibilities for looking after a kid, how that's going to affect their social life, how that's going to affect them financially, and all of those other kind of issues. I think that's about all I've got to say on the matter at the moment. So until next time, take care and play safe. Goodbye.